Visitors entering the Bukit Nana Forest Reserve are at their own risk. Department shall not be liable for any accidents, deaths, damages or loss of belongings. For your own safety, it is advised to leave the area in case of a rainstorm. Now, it's possible we could have picked the wrong morning to go for our jungle adventure in the middle of Kuala Lumpur, because I can feel a storm in the air. There's a real tingle of a tropical storm coming, quite a strong wind, so maybe picking up wind on the camera, I don't know. So the thing is, the entrance to this park, or I think 3 entrances are closed because they're renovating. You see here, the gates are actually locked. So like I say, the entrance is closed. I'm being a little bit sneaky here because we're going in through the back entrance. So this gate here is open.
It's that gate now.
Just hanging there. So that gate was open as well. Come on. Can you feel already? Just over there is that city. It's absolutely buzzing with traffic, but already you're getting that feel of jungle. Oh no, there is another lock on this gate, but I've been told we can still get into the park. Technically, you shouldn't be doing this. Normally these gates are open, but today we're just using this as a shortcut into the park. Otherwise, we've got to go all the way up to the top of the hill and back down. Now, every city needs its lung, and this Pineapple Hill is the lung of Kuala Lumpur. At one time, all of this, the whole of Kuala Lumpur, was covered in this sort of tropical rainforest. I'm even told, and I'm not sure if it's just a wives' tale, but there are monkeys in this forest. There really are a lot of steps up here, so this is not for the faint-hearted. Already we're pretty high up. I can hear the planes up there and they feel like they're up with us. We're not above the buildings yet, but we're pretty high up. Can you see that over my shoulder? Phew! Get here early in the morning when it's not so hot. Now this is possibly why they've closed this section off. So it's clearly not been maintained for some time. You imagine you'd be sat up there, however you're supposed to get up there, and your view up through the canopy is the buildings of Kuala Lumpur. So now we've come off the main track, and these steps here are much more rudimentary. Now we've got wild dogs. We haven't got wild dogs, but there's a big troop of dogs up ahead. Take a read of this sign. Visitors entering the Bukit Nana Forest Reserve are at their own risk. Department shall not be liable for any accidents, deaths, damages or loss of belongings. For your own safety, it is advised to leave the area in case of a rainstorm. Now we should heed that because there actually was signs of a storm this morning, but for the time being, the weather's holding up. There's a good reason why they've closed this. I think the rainstorms have damaged all the pathways. I do hope they sort this out though, because this sort of national treasure in the centre of a city, it's so important. Without the lungs, the heart of the city, the pollution will continue to rise. You desperately need these parks in cities like Kuala Lumpur. Now I'm a little sad coming through here today because I expected I expected a lot more. Cities need to invest. Cities need to invest in these sort of places, because without these wonderful reservations, and I know this is dated to be a national park, but without this sort of lung in the centre of the city, you're going to lose a lot of the air quality. Now, it's still here, but they should maintain it. It really cannot cost that much money to invest in a centre like this and make it open to all the public, but everything's falling apart. Please, Kuala Lumpur, urge your politicians to get on and maintain and look after these parks. They shouldn't need to be closed down. It should be a constant regime of maintaining and looking after. It's beautiful up here, but it's also tired and dirty. Look at this beautiful, majestic tree here. And I don't know if you can see just in through the trees, the tower, the Kuala Lumpur Tower. Now, a lot of this forest area was cleared so that that tower could be built. And it is a beautiful structure. Don't get me wrong, that is a fantastic structure. It's a focal point of Kuala Lumpur. But if many of those wonderful ancient trees get pulled down to put it there, it's a terrible sin. Bukit Nana, the area that we're in now, is called Pineapple Hill, and this is an ancient forest area. It was one of the earliest parts of Kuala Lumpur, and at one time there were pineapple trees all around the bottom of the fort area here to protect, because pineapple trees are quite hard to break through. They were a protected area. They were there to be a first line of defence of the fortress of Bukit Nana. And slowly over the years, these forest areas have been cleared so that you can build a city, and that is natural. That's the normal way of things. We can't do much about that, but we should respect what green areas we have. And this forest area is absolutely beautiful. Take a look at the biggest tree of the lot. The big pineapple right in the centre of the park. Now, I've read there's many hectares of land still here in the centre, in this area that we're in. It doesn't feel like many hectares, to be honest, but I'm sure there is. We're mosquito screen because we are getting bitten a little bit today. And actually you don't get bitten that much in the city, so must be in this rainforest area. There are more mosquitoes around me than there are anything else, but look at this little walkway up here. So they've got this little rope bridge going up to Kuala Lumpur Tower. That is really cool. How you doing, Michelle? It's locked. We can't get out. So cut short is our trip to Bukit Nanas. Michelle and I are getting bitten to pieces. And would you believe, look at this, emus. Emus up at the top of the tower here. Chickens. So I suppose the moral of this story is that when somebody tells you you can get into the park through a hole in the fence, remember, that's probably the only way out of the park as well. You live and learn. Whee! Whee! Do a little canter. So it's interesting, we got up early this morning to come and check out Bukit Nanas. We've been told of a secret way into the park. A lot further coming up those stairs than possibly I made it look. And we are both getting bitten all over the place. I'm going to be a little bit critical of the park area. Now, I know parks go under closure for maintenance and things, and I've said earlier on that I expect that to happen, but this doesn't look as if it's been maintained during the period it was open, or not maintained well. And Malaysia is a wealthy country, so it really should be able to invest, the government should be able to invest in keeping these public areas. People areas for the people of Kuala Lumpur. Remember, these are the parks for the people of Kuala Lumpur, the people that pay the taxes and invest in the country. So they should be looked after, continually maintained. Just my thoughts. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Share the video out with your friends. Share the love. Give this the thumbs up, and I'll see you shortly. And don't forget, whilst you're actually watching this vlog of Steve's Kitchen, walking through the rainforests of central Kuala Lumpur, we also do cooking shows every Sunday on the channel, and I think there's over 500 recipes to date, so go and check those out. I don't know if you could sense the anticipation in my voice when we arrived here, the excitement of getting into this rainforest, and whether you've noticed the roller coaster from the high of coming in to the actual event. Now remember the sign? You can hear thunder in the air now, so we've got to get out of here whilst it's still safe. Do not think for 1 minute that I'm not enjoying this. It is an absolute hoot. I love doing this sort of thing. Exploring around cities is one of my favourite things. But I'm going to let you know as it is. And if I find something a bit disappointing, I'll tell you about it. I suspect that tree has no future at all. I think that area there, that little den that's in there, is probably where those wild dogs were sleeping when we came up and possibly woke them up. They didn't trouble us at all. When they heard us coming, they all scarpered. You know, there's one real big plus, is that we're barely 5 minutes walk away from our apartment in the centre of KL. Look how steep this is down here. It's pretty steep. We're back down the bottom now. It's been about Hey, how are you?
What's the food been like?
Up there, there's a bit of dog. Bit of dog, bit of ostrich at the top.
They might know where you have in here.
Yeah, we will. So I don't know if I caught that on film. We've just come down. Hello. We've just come down the hill, out of the jungle area, and through the fences at the end is 4 people that we met quite by accident just a couple of days ago in, where were we?
Peddling Street.
In Petaling Street, in the market. Now that is in the middle of nowhere. That where we are there, there's the chances of you meeting someone you know are slim to nothing. The chances of you meeting somebody that you actually met a day before and you don't know, well, that's got to be 1,000,000 to 1. Anyway, they were lost. We were able to give them directions to where they were going to, so there must have been a reason behind it. It's all good. See you later. So we're back home. We can get back in the apartment, get out of this soaking wet clothing, and I suspect if I've achieved nothing today is I've put you off spending a day in the lung of Kuala Lumpur.